Welcome, everybody. How are you today? I hope you are having a good day. I always have a good day when I am talking to my next guest, the UFC welterweight Gilbert Burns. Gilbert is in the main event on another main event. He seems like he's always in the main event, but another main event on Saturday over at Apex when he takes on, I'll tell you what, Gil, I think it's going to be the best guy ever to come off the Contender Series at the end of the day, and Michael Morales. Welcome. What do you think of this fight with Michael Morales? And do you think you're getting Morales at the right time?
That's a good question. I think so. I think this guy has a big potential, super young. He looks crazy athletic, tall for the division, 79-inch. So yeah, I think he's very young, big potential. Like I said, we don't have a lot of guys from Ecuador, right? I was trying to see. I just know Chito Vera. Is another guy
Right.
there from Ecuador? Not really, right? So, and it's a big market. We saw when Chito fought Sean O'Malley, the Ecuadorian news, those guys were everywhere. So, I think, yeah, I think the guy deserves an opportunity, a crack at the top 10. And been looking good. He beat a couple of legit guys on Max Griffin, Jake Matthews, Neil Magny. He
Yeah.
needed a guy. He needed a guy on the top 10. Welterweight division, when they need a guy to test, to get in a test, you know who they're gonna call, Kevin.
I know how you are, and like just look at I mean, go to 2020 and look at who you fought. Tyron Woodley on up. It's incredible that you can even go before that. But your last three, Belal Muhammad just lost the title. Jack Della Maddalena just won the title. Sean Brady, the number one contender. Who you fight is unbelievable. So that leads me to this question: why do you say yes to a guy like this? It seems to me like he's ranked below you. You're 8, he's 12. It seems like all downside for you and no upside, right? If you beat him, he's ranked below you. If he beats you, he's making his name off a guy above him.
I don't see it that way. I don't see
No?
it that way. I see that like I'm coming from 3 losses. I need to get a win, and I need to give a test to these upcoming guys. These guys need a test. I'm not the one that's gonna hold down that position and make these my ego. Oh no, I'm number 8. I'm just fighting up. No, bro. I need to get a win. I want to get a win. So they offered me this guy. You know what? Give me this guy. Let's go. I like this guy. Deserves. He really deserves. And I want to win. So why not? So give me this guy instead of be picking and choose. And I always have a great relationship with the UFC, and I want to keep it that way. So and then I don't. If you win, it's never a downside, right? If you win, and I think I'm always gonna be in the mix as long as I win. So I need to
Right.
go out there Saturday night, show up, beat this guy, maybe get another guy, and if I get you be in the sport forever, Kevin, so you know that better than me. Gilbert Burns, get your finishes. I'm in the conversation again, so
Right.
that's the way I see it.
When you look at your last three fights, Bilal, Jack, and Sean, obviously you're fighting the cream of the crop in your division. Do you look back on those fights and see areas where, hey, if I had done X, I could have changed the outcome of the fight? And does it gnaw at you when you think about it?
Not really. I move over already, but I see a lot of things. I like to analyze these fights and see my reaction. I don't want to see what I could done differently. I want to see what I was thinking at that moment. Oh, I think I could do that. Or I was thinking I'll do this. Or I was thinking, okay, in training when I get in this position, I need to give these options too. I can do this, and that. That's the way I kind of evaluate my fights. Okay, I do this. I was just thinking I'll do this. What was the other options? Oh, that would be a way better option. Okay, it's done. Next time I'm going to do these options. That's the way I try to improve myself. And the fight with Belal, I got injury. It happens. I couldn't. Belal is a very tough opponent, former champ. I couldn't. I cannot beat this guy with the one arm. So it happened.
Right.
It's easy for me to move on. And then I went to Jack. Jack is that fight that I kind of man could. Oh, I should have done this, and that. whenever he scrambled and I lost the position before the shoot or the takedown, it might. And when I talked to my coach, why I shot right after the scramble, my mentality was, bro, just took this guy down, control him. He's losing the round. He's making a lot of energy to get up. I go out there and take this guy down again. We'll break him. That was my mentality.
Right.
But then my coach said he's not bad. The mentality is good. But what about a jab before you shoot, or a combination and then you shoot, or maybe a feint and then you shoot? And then I say, yeah, okay, that option is better. And then boom, and then I move over. And then the Sean Brady fight, Sean Brady, I had a horrible weight cut. I don't want to give it
I
no
remember you saying that.
excuse. I don't want to give no excuse. Sean Brady was there. We signed the fight to at that day, at that moment, be ready. I failed, I failed on the weight cut, especially on the recovery. And I had no energy. The guy did his thing. That's one of the things that okay, I gotta change these from that
Right.
fight. I gotta change these from the Jack fight. I gotta change these from the Belal fight. And I believe it. I've been putting on work right now. I did all the changes that I need to be done. I have a lot of guys helping me out. I remember after that Sean Brady fight, I got a phone call from Wagner Russia. He's a jiu-jitsu legend, very good friend
Right.
of mine. And we he asked, hey, let's talk, let's get on a conversation. And then I went to his gym, we trained, and after the training, we have a very hard conversation, like a real friend with the honest, brutally true on your face, so
Like
that type of,
WTF, what are you doing basically?
yes, like that. But and like, how come you're losing to these guys? You're not prepared. You're losing because of this. You're not that guy. You're doing this. Why you? And then that was eye opening, because after I got too big, like after the Kamaru fight, the Chimaev fight, I got the good fan
Right.
base, and then I got sponsors, and I got opportunities, and traveling with the UFC and working here and got these sponsors, and got the appearance, and got that deal, and got that, and that kind of still my focus a little bit, still my
Really?
hunger a little bit, because I come from a very humble beginning, Kevin. I never starved, but I got home multiple times, and the build from the lights was cut, so I had no lights, and not a lot of food option, just one thing to eat during the for the whole weekend. And I had two brothers, so it was very rough, and I always want to get out of there. And then and when I get out and those opportunities start coming, I mix it up a little bit, and then I fell in love with these and
Right.
making money and get the fame. And then after that conversation, I was already start kind of seeing that, but after that conversation was as good as slap on the face, like, oh,
N- Now
you're
you
right. So
know.
and then okay, now I gotta change it. So okay, but it was a hard conversation, but it was a friendly one. He didn't try to kick me
Sure.
when I was down. He was just pointing everything that I was doing, and he say, "Hey, I'm here with you. Let's change that. Let's. You still can do it. Don't think about your age. Don't think about anything. Don't listen. Let's do it. Let's put on the work." And bro, since that conversation, and that was end of last year. Was not
Not
right
and not
now.
a
Was
pleasant
not.
conversation, I bet.
No, no, no. And after that, we start running. We start working. We start. And then I'm a completely guy right now. Thankful to all these guys. Not only Wagner. Wagner is one of the main ones, but a lot of friends: Gregory Rodriguez, Vicente Luque, Henry Hoof, my wife, Wagner Rocha. Those guys, bro. We have a couple of good conversations. It's changing, and then I had to change it. Then I changed a lot of things. I had to say no to a lot of opportunities.
Sure.
I have I have to put a lot of more work in, then got back in a crazy shape and start doing those heel sprints and strength conditioning and a lot of grappling, a lot of, and thinking that sometimes you know that for sure, being in the sport for a while. So some the the losses sucks, right? Those losses are horrible. It's low. We hate that, but I'm grateful for those lessons, not for the losses. I still hating that I
Or what
lost to
they
these
made you.
guys. But what they made me, the lessons that I got, I'm extremely thankful, because it changed who I am. It changed my future, because if I kept going that way, the way down was expected. But and those friends too, I'm super blessed to have a friends like that. They're gonna take a time to be on my life and to tell me the truth and to change my perspective. You know.
You know, you know this better than I do, but people like to kick you when you're down, right? So you're on a 3-fight losing streak. You're kind of, you're down. So people kick you when you're down. But the thing they also like too is they love a comeback story, right? And so you've
Yes,
kind of
they
set
do.
yourself up for a comeback. You beat Michael Morales, and I mean, I maybe I'm overestimating him, and he hasn't had that like top 5 win yet. But I look at this guy as a really tough opponent,
Yeah, me
one of
too.
the best young talents in the sport. You beat Michael Morales, and all of a sudden, in one of the maybe the deepest division in the UFC right now, you're close to top 5.
Yes, and that's why I took that fight too. First of all, I need that challenge. I need a guy that, oh my God, that guy, I gotta put on the work to beat this guy. I need that. I cannot be an easy fight that I just need to have fast away and then, no, I need that guy. Okay, that guy is danger. That Shimaev thing that like, oh my God, that guy gonna try to kill me. I gotta be ready. Let's train. Let's
Right.
get. So I needed that first. And secondly, I agree with you. If I go out there, beat Michael Morales, and I believe I will, and go out there, beat another guy, maybe, I don't know, Leon Edwards or maybe a top guy like that, I'm back on the conversation. And as crazy as it might sound, I believe in that story. I believe in that movie story that the guy was 3-5 losing streak. He lost to Kamaru and lost a close fight to Chimaev and then come back and then he lost. Oh, he's old, he's done. And then
There he
boom.
is.
I just love that movie, And then I believe it's real. I do believe I'm crazy enough to really believe that's happening.
I want to ask you this then, because we saw what Chimaev has done since he fought you. And his fight with Whitaker was like people are going, "Oh my God, who can beat that guy?" Right? You see that, and you went where I think he won the fight, but it was close, and it was fight. It was fight of the night, if I remember. Was it performance of the night or
Yes.
fight of the night? Fight of the
Fight
night.
of the year, yeah.
Yeah. So you were right there in that fight. Do you take heart from a fight like that, knowing what he has done since, given how you performed against him?
Uh, yes and no. Like it is what it is. The judge gave to the guy is him. Even though I have a lot of arguments, I don't say it. I let the guys judge. A couple guys said that I win, couple guys said that I lost, whatever. But it's that fight too that was the problem. That was one of the problems that for me because everybody keeps talking about that fight. You move, and everybody keep asking about that fight. And I got a
Yeah.
lot of a lot of things happen because of that fight. But they want me to live on that fight. I'm already past that fight. That guy, he passed that fight too. He's on a different division. He's fighting for the title. He looked good. That guy's a monster. He looking amazing. But I'm beyond that. We passed that. It was a good war. We shared the octagon. I'm honored to share the octagon with him, with Kamaru, a couple great fighters. But it is what it is. I hope this guy the best. He has a very hard fight in front of him, harder than he thinks, harder than people
Right.
think, and we'll see. But yeah, I'm past this fight.
I think when we look sometimes at who fought the toughest competition, I always think Max Holloway, right? Who he fought, and he's fought
RDA
Justin
too.
Gaethje,
RDA.
You.
RDA Max Holloway, maybe me, but RDA Max Holloway is hard.
It's, I mean, and
Because
he's fighting. Max has fought guys 2 and 3 times. I mean,
yes,
Volkanovski, Dustin Poirier coming up. It's crazy. But I just want to end when we end with you. When you're retired and you look at a career that will include Michael Morales, Sean Brady, Jack Della Maddalena, Belal Muhammad, Jorge Masvidal, Neil Magny, Khamzat Chimaev, Wonderboy Thompson, Kamaru Usman, Tyron Woodley, Demian Maia, Gunnar Nelson. I mean, like there's not many people that have ever done that. That I guess even as much as winning a championship, that has to mean that list of people that you walked into the octagon against has to mean something to you.
it does mean, and I want to be that guy. And still, a couple guys that I want to fight. Still, a couple before it's all said and done. I want the Leon Edwards name to be there. I want the Geoff Neal name to be there. I want other guys are teammates, but you know, if it happened, maybe the Shavkat name there,
Right.
maybe other guys name in there. We don't know yet, but I still wanna be like I did that in jiu-jitsu. You know, before I get out of jiu-jitsu, I fought the who is who. I fought Leandro Law. I beat him 3 times. I lost to him one. I beat Michael Lang. That was the guy that I lost the most. I beat him twice. I lost to him 5 times. I beat Lucas Leper twice. He beat me one. I beat Celso Vinicius twice. He beat me one. So those are the main guys, the world champions
And
at the
you were right
time.
there.
At the time, I fought everybody. I lost, but I beat everybody too. You know, I have a couple losses for some guys, but I beat all the guys, the main guys. If they go back to like 2000, I would say 2008 to 2011 era, I beat all the main guys, the world champions. And my time in MMA, I want to do the same. You know, I don't know. I just wish for sure sometimes you gotta fight back. You know, you gotta fight Michael Morales. That I think is a great fighter. But for sure, I still want the Leon Edwards name out there. I want the rematch with Jack, the rematch with Sean Brady, the rematch with Belal, and fight these guys on the top. Before all said and done, I want to hold that gold, but I still want to fight these guys as well. I want to have those. When people look, when I look, it's not people. When I look, I want to be. Oh my God, that was a crazy career. You know
I
that
think you're
that.
going to do that someday. You're going to be old like me one day, and you're going to remember that and say, I did all that.
I did all that. I was crazy. That I want to say that. No, but RDA is that on the top for me too. RDA Max Holloway, especially RDA because he fought what? Khabib, Anthony Pettis, Cowboy Cerrone, Eddie Alvarez, all these top guys, and then he moved up to 170, and then he fought Kobe, Kamaru, Leon Edwards,
Right.
and then he keep going up and down. Rafael Fiziev and Moicano, and then I'm like, wow, no, I think RDA might be might be up. Might be. He's a good fight, Max Holloway and
I
RDA.
may have to look at that closely because that's a good one. But I know you got a lot of stuff to do. I don't want to keep you anymore. If you are watching MMA on Saturday, you got to watch this guy because that is going to be a good fight. Gilbert Burns, always great to talk to you, my friend. Best of luck to you.
Thank you, Kevin. Have a good one, brother.
See you soon.